Lesson number 89 is about trichotomy and symbols of negation. Now, the trichotomy axiom, well, that word sounds intimidating, but tri just means three, and the trichotomy axiom is just like a postulate or a theory. Well, it just means the first number is greater than the second number, which could be written like this. We could say n1 for the first number is greater than the second number, n2. Or the second number is equal to the first number, so we could say n1 is equal to n2. Or the first number is less than the second number, so we could have n1 is less than n2. So when we have two numbers, there's three possibilities. It could be bigger, it could be less than, or it could be equal to, or it could be less than. Well, that's pretty intuitive. And that's the trichotomy axiom. So even though it sounds complex, it's really not that difficult. Now, one thing to note here is whenever you're writing notes, think about how you're writing them to save yourself some time. This problem for part A says the first number is greater than the second number. Part B says the second number is equal to the first number. And in part C, I purposely did this. I said the first number with a symbol is less than the second number with a symbol. When you write this out for your notes, I'd encourage you to write A, B, and C, all like we've done for problem C, using the number symbol rather than the word number, and using second rather than writing second as a word, and using first rather than writing first as a word. It takes you less time for your notes, and it means the exact same thing. So, we can do that. It just helps us to get them done a little bit quicker with the same meaning. Let's look at our first example. Now, we want to graph this on a number line. And this looks like x is less than 2, but the slash through this means it's negated, or we're working with the opposite of what we see. So if x is not less than 2, that's what this means, x is not less than 2, it must mean x is greater than or equal to 2. When we use these negated inequalities, it's easier to write what it actually is in order to solve. So if x is greater than or equal to 2, we need a closed circle on 2 because it's equal to 2, but it's also greater than 2. So if it's greater than 2, we're going to rise up off the number line, and we're going to the right because x is greater than or equal to 2. We've got our final answer. Let's look at another problem with a negated inequality. Here we have x is not greater than or equal to -1. So if we know what it's not, then we can tell what it is. If it's not greater than or equal to -1, well, x must be less than -1. So if x is less than -1, we've got an open circle on -1 because it's not equal to it. X is less than -1, so we must be going to the left because it's less than. Remember, the tip of the inequality will always tell us the direction that we should go. So we can use that as well to help figure out what direction to make our arrow. We'll practice this concept some more with our lesson practice on page 281. Make sure you got your notes complete, and I'll see you during our next class.